Hello, I'm big on finishing details, and one way I like to complete a project is to get out my Lindy Stamping Magicals, and I like to add a little bit of sparkle to my projects. This is really cool because these are actually a powder and they're activated with water. So this is Hottie Patati Hot Pink right here, and this one here is, let's see, Yellow Rose of Texas. So there's the caps, and actually what I've done is I've colored all of my caps as well so that I know exactly what the color looks like once you put it on paper. And actually I'll show you, here's my collection, a couple of them, so you can see exactly what colors I have, and it's easy to grab the colors that I'm looking for, exactly what I want. It's easy to match colors, so I can just put my paper down or the image down that I'm trying to match, and I can find the colors that best match that project. So for this one I've picked the Hottie Patati Hot Pink and the Yellow Rose of Texas. What I'm trying to do is color the stars here so that they match, or so that they look nice here on this image. So I've practiced a little bit just so you can kind of see what it looks like, because obviously this is not watercolor paper because I use my FlexMarkers and Pro Markers to color this image. So the problem with this is if you use too much water, then the paper starts to peel up like that. So you have to really be very careful, and you want to practice and make sure that you don't use too much water when you do this. Now Lindy Stamping does sell a really awesome water brush pen, water brush, paintbrush. It's an aqua brush is what it's called, and that works really well, but for this I just wanted to do something quick, so I'm just going to use my Stampin' Up water pen. It's a blender pen that they use for their markers, but since I don't use their markers, this is what I use the blender for. So I've stamped these little stars right here in VersaFine, so I'm not sure how they're going to react to the water pen, so I tested that as well. I'm the queen of testing things because I don't ever want to ruin what I've done and finished. So now what I'll do is I'll just take my blender pen and I'm just going to pull up some of the color off of the cap, and that puts that color right there onto my pen. So now I can just take it and I can just lay that color right into the star, and it falls nicely into the areas exactly where I want it to be, which is why I love this blender pen. It gives me a lot of control. Let's wait for the camera to focus. There you go, and you can see that the color stayed pretty nicely. So I'll go ahead and do the other two stars. Just kind of dabbing the color on, because again I don't know how the VersaFine is going to react, so I don't want it to bleed, of course. Would look very unattractive on my project. And I'm just pulling up a little bit of color at a time, because again I don't want to use too much water either, because I don't want it to tear the paper. And actually the VersaFine did really great. Looks really good. So I'll put the cap on that one. And I'm actually just going to cap that and use the other end for right now. Normally what I would do is just wipe the brush off. So again, the same thing, I'm just going to pull the color right off the cap. And there's a little bit of a chunk on there, so I'm just going to kind of wipe that off because I don't want to have any areas that are uneven on my image. So I'm just going to kind of lay a little bit of color down. This is a really nice, it's more of a sheer color, so it's just going to add a little bit more sparkle, a little bit more detail and attention to these particular areas. Now this image has been stamped with Memento, but I have this little star image separate. I've cut it from the actual stamp itself so I can stamp it in the areas where I want the stars to be. I love this pen again because it gives me a lot more control. Can be a little bit more precise in where I'm putting the color down. thinking there's that little clump on there. I don't want that to end up on the project.
Look, Max. This red dress matches my purse perfectly.
There we go. That was a quick and easy way to add some finishing detail. You can see how it sparkles, especially on the little tutu. It's really cute. Hope that helped, and I hope you'll check out Lindy Stamp Gang Magicals to see how they can benefit you in your projects. They're a great finishing tool, and I really love the variety of colors that they have available. Thanks for watching.